Hi everybody. So I promised you guys this video. Here we goes. We're gonna talk about stocks. How to pick stocks. Hi Michelle, how are you? Michelle Love It 172. Hello. Hi everybody. I'm sitting in my car because I'm running behind, my bad. But I have all my stock sheet here. This book. See that? Learn to Trade. And this book, The Tao of Warren Buffett. See that one? And this book right here, One Up on Wall Street. See? Okay. So, hi everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, I hope I know how this shit works. And I think you're supposed to type a question. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear me? Hi everybody. Hello. Hello. Can you guys hear? Sweet. Awesome. Okay, great. All right. So what we're going to talk about is how hi girl. Hi. So what we're going to talk about how to pick stocks. It's pretty easy. The way I look at it is picking a stock is like choosing a man. Okay? When you meet a man, the first thing you're going to think about is this man a good man, right? And so the same thing with a man choosing a woman. So you want to get behind what he looks like. You want to get and see what makes him him. What's behind the scene, right? You want to know what kind of person he is, what kind of relationship he has with his mother, what kind of family he comes from, what kind of sisters he has, and all that kind of shit, because that tells you if the man is solid or not. Same thing with stocks. So if you want to pick a stock, you want to get behind the scene to figure out what kind of company is this? Should I invest my money in this company? Is this company healthy? Is this company a good company to invest my money in the long term? Does it make sense, everybody? Make sense? Hello? Hi, class. Does this make sense? Oh, Lord Jesus. Is this working? Okay. Girl, this is my first live video, so I'm still working on this shit. But, so, when you're looking at the company, before you even buy stocks, there are two types of stock people, two types of stock investors. They are the value investors, people that invest in value stocks, and then they are the speculative or growth investors. Okay, so you first of all gotta decide which one you have the personality for. Okay, so stocks, there are two types of stock investors. Two types. They are the value investors, like people that invest in value stocks. I'm going to explain the difference in a minute. And then there is the speculative, or people that invest only in growth stocks. Okay? Value stocks are stocks in companies like Walmart, companies like Nestle, AT&T, that have been around for a long time, right? So these companies, they're not growing anymore. Hi, Eddie Marie. They're not growing anymore, so you invest in them for dividends. So let's say the stock, you bought it for $50. It's going to be $50 for next, 5-6 years, because it's not growing anymore. But you invest in it because of the value the company has built over time. So your money is safe. You get dividends every quarter, but you're not going to grow. So that's for conservative investors. They put their money there and they get, let's say like for AT&T, for AT&T, if you invest like $30 in AT&T, each share, AT&T right now I think is $33 a share. So let's say you have 10 AT&T shares. Every quarter you may get like $5. Okay, so in a year you may make $20 out of your 10 shares in AT&T. That's more money than you can make in a savings account in the bank. So a lot of people put their money in value stocks. Okay, that is a good approach for some people. Other people like growth stocks, stocks that will double your money by 20%, 30% every year. Stocks like Facebook, Apple is not really a growth stock. Apple is more of a value stock because it's not growing anymore. Facebook, PayPal, Snapchat, Twitter, those are growth stocks because these are companies that are new that can grow very fast. So let's say you buy an Facebook share today for 140. Facebook can go to $200 at the end of the year. That means you make $60 out of each of your stocks, right? But then it can also drop. Okay, it can also drop and go from 140 to 120. So it's not for everybody. That is why it's so important that you do your homework prior to purchasing a stock. And I'm going to teach you how. Oh, Lord Jesus, how am I supposed to do this? Okay, everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing, but okay. Anyway, whatever. So, to find the financials of a stock company, I go to this website. It's called, you guys write this down, it's called gurufocus.com. Guru, guru, then focus.com. Okay? Hi everybody. Hello. So did you guys get this? Gurufocus.com. Did you write it down? Hi. I need to make sure you guys wrote this down. I need to hear that you wrote it down. And I'm gonna wait. You wrote it down? It's Guru Focus. Guru. Hello. Gurufocus.com. Quit playing, sir. All right. So when you get there, sweet. So let's say, do you have your phone? I wish you had. Do you have your computer with you? Because I have mine printed out here so I can walk you guys through. See, this is my sheet of paper. Yes, you got it, guys. Yes, you got it. So, do you guys have it pulled up? Yes, awesome. So, I don't want to take a phone call right now. So, do you guys pull it up? Because I want to show you, we're going to do this in, yes, okay. So, when I started trading stocks, I had to come up with my own strategy as to how to evaluate companies. People like Warren Buffett, they do value stocks. Warren Buffett wants a stock with a low PE ratio. In other words, he can buy bargain stocks that he feels has room to grow. So that's his strategy. But the problem with that strategy is that what if that stock doesn't grow? What if the PE ratio, I will tell you what that means in a minute, stays at 3? And then there are other people like Peter Lynch, the guy that wrote this book right here. His strategy is different. He does stocks that will make money. He doesn't really care about PE ratio. His thing is, will this stock make me money? Right? That's how he works. So what I did was to marry the two. Would this stock make me money versus does this stock have value? So I had to come up with my own strategy. So when I came up with my own strategy, I started looking for companies that are strong financially. Not just companies that are strong financially, but companies that have something people want. Okay, so I want to give you a frame of reference to how you look at companies. So let's say everybody's talking about Amazon right now. Amazon is great. What Amazon sells? What Amazon sells is convenience. Okay, Amazon sells convenience. Amazon makes it possible for you to not have to go to the store ever again. So that's what Amazon sells. Amazon doesn't sell a product. Amazon doesn't sell you anything except the service of convenience. That's what Amazon sells. So first of all, you gotta know what is the company selling. What does Facebook sell? Facebook sells social media. What is social media? A platform for people to relate and connect with one another. That's what Facebook is selling. Social media, ability to connect with people. Okay? What does Walmart sell? Walmart sells Walmart shit, produce and stuff like that. Okay, what does CVS sell? What does AT&T sell? So you have to know exactly the company you're looking at. Your first question is, what are they selling? What is the company selling to me? Okay, so when you want to buy Verizon, for instance, what is Verizon selling? They're selling phone networks, right? They sell mobile services, they sell internet services. Good. Do they have competition? And then, who is leading in the competition? who is the biggest dog in that competition. So it's important for a lay stockbroker that you are aware of what the company you're about to put your money in is selling. Is this making sense to anybody? You have to know what the company is selling so you can know if it's something you want to buy. Yes. What is the company selling is the first question you must ask yourself. Nike, what does Nike sell? A lot of people think that Apple sells phones. Apple doesn't sell phones. Apple sells phones really, but what Apple started out selling was luxury. Apple sells luxury. They sell a luxury cell phone. That's what they sell. That's why the phone is $1,000 a piece. Because anyone that has an Apple has that sense of, I'm with the elite, I'm rich. That's what Apple sells. Because there's Samsung. Samsung doesn't have the same oomph as an Apple phone does. So you have to know what the company is selling you. Hi, everybody joining. Thank you. So you need to know what the company is selling you first. Okay? So let's look at Amazon. We're talking about Amazon. Amazon sells convenience. Can we live without the convenience of Amazon? Yes. We can live without it. It will be boring. It will make us get up and go to the store. But can we live without it? Yes, we can. We can live without the convenience of Amazon. Can we live without Walmart? No, we cannot. Because once we lose Walmart, then we're stuck with Target and we're stuck with Publix. We're stuck with Publix and we're stuck with other places. Right? So you have to know what the company is selling. And then, once you find out what the company is selling, you have to look at the competition. Thank you, ma'am. You have to look at the competition. Okay? Who is the biggest dog in that pack? Who is the largest dog in that pack? Okay? You have to look at the competition. If you look at, let's say, Coca-Cola, for instance. There's Coca-Cola and there's Pepsi. There are two different companies. And then, those are the big ones. What makes Coca-Cola and Pepsi different and unique? Which one should you buy stock in? Look at the competition. Okay? It's important to look at the competition and see who has the edge. Okay? Who has the edge over who? That's another thing you need to look at. And then number 3 things you need to look at is how much money do these people make? Hello, thank you for joining. How much money do they make? Do they actually make money? Do they make money? Let's look at Netflix, for instance. Netflix, I think is selling about $300 and something now a year. Netflix doesn't have money. People are shocked to hear this. Netflix does not have money. The reason why is this. Netflix makes its money from subscribers. Okay, from people that subscribe to the network. So each subscriber makes pays like $10, $15 a month to be on Netflix. Netflix spends, yes, you got that right. How much money do they make? Netflix spends enormous amount of money producing original content. The reason why thank you, $325 is what Netflix is selling as of today. Is Netflix stock worth $325? No, it's not. It's not worth that. Because what Netflix is trying to do is spend so much money making its own content, but it's not making the money for the money that it's spending. Netflix is trying to compete with Disney. Disney has money. Disney owns Hulu. Okay? Once the deal closes, Disney is going to pull all their content from Netflix. And what's Netflix going to have? Subscribers are not shareholders. No, they're not. Subscribers are people that pay to subscribe to Netflix service. But they don't make Netflix enough money to justify the amount of money Netflix is spending producing their own content. So Netflix is always in the red. Hello, how are you? Does this make sense? Netflix is always in the red because they are in a hole. Always in a hole. Because they are trying to compete with the big dogs. The big dogs are Disney, AT&T. AT&T does not make produce content, but AT&T owns a lot of airspace, a lot of like, how will I explain it now? They give the airspace, lease airspace to Netflix. So anybody who's buying Netflix, they're potentially going to lose their money, because once the deal with CBS, Hulu, and Disney goes through, they're going to pull all their content from Netflix, and Disney is going to give you Hulu at a cheaper rate with more content. So what's Netflix going to do? You see what I'm saying? So it's important that you know the company's number. No, same thing with Amazon. Amazon does not have capital. In fact, I think I have Amazon information here. Hold on, let me pull it up. Amazon stock, I think as of this morning, Amazon stock is like maybe $1,600. Amazon is worth $120 a stock, based on the company numbers. Where is this thing here? Shit, I thought I had Amazon stock. Anyway, so Amazon doesn't make money. Amazon growth is based on what we call leverage. People talk about it a lot. Stockbrokers hype it up, because the Wall Street and stockbrokers, they're like movie producers. They're like car salesmen. That's what they do. They will hype up a stock, and because they hype up a stock, everybody's buying the stock, and because everybody's buying the stock, the value of the stock is going up because everybody's buying it, not because the stock is worth anything. Does that make sense? So the stock is not worth nothing. The only reason the stock price is so high is because it's being hyped up, because everybody's buying it. So you go and you buy the stock because you think is a great value. Meanwhile, the company is broke as fuck. So a person who is an experienced stock trader does not buy stocks like Amazon, except before they announce their earnings, but I will go into that later. So now, do you guys understand that you have to know what the company is selling? You have to be able to explain to the person next door, this is what the company does. Because if you know what the company does, then you can know, okay, I can put my money in this company. It's kind of like picking a man, okay? If a man comes to you and he has a nice car, maybe drives a Range Rover, right? And has a nice car, nice suit, nice dress, or no dress. Guys don't wear dresses. Some of them do, weirdos, but nice clothes, shoes, and shit. And you're like, what do you do? And he tells you he works at Walmart. You'll be like, I'll talk about Starbucks in a minute. He works at Walmart. How do you work at Walmart and have a Range Rover? See, it doesn't add up. So things have to add up. Someone asked me, what about Starbucks? If you bought Starbucks 10 years ago, yes. Starbucks now is maxed out. There's no other growth for them to go. So they've already grown. They've already come up with all the drinks they can ever come up with. Do you know that Starbucks sold, the Starbucks they sell in stores, the Starbucks coffee, they sold it to Nestle last year or 2 years ago? So Nestle owns the Starbucks that you see in the stores. The Starbucks coffee is owned by Nestle now. So the Starbucks, as you know it, only owns the Starbucks coffee shop. The right to their Starbucks coffee in the stores is Nestle, owns it now. So Starbucks is not a company to invest in, because there's no growth. It won't grow. And the new generation of kids don't drink Starbucks like the old generation did. Hi everybody joining in. Thank you. So the new generation of people don't drink coffee the way old people drank coffee. So there's really no growth there. So what I'm trying to tell you is, know the company, know what they're selling, and know if people are buying. Like that man, no value. See, that's what I'm saying. So you have to make sure the company has value. Yes, so China, so they were smart, because you gotta know these companies are smart. So because Starbucks knew that China is going to come in, they sold their coffee in the stores to Nestle. Made the money before Chinese came in and break their profit down. Hi. So this is why stocks is a great investment tool, but you need to know how to work it. You need to know how to navigate the market. And the way these rich white folks, I'm sorry, most of them are rich and white, the way they did it is that they did it in such a way and they made the information so complex that people like you and me will not have access to it. But that's not true. I'm about to teach you guys how to do this shit. Because I read up on this fucker. I'm about to show you. Yeah, China is going everywhere. They may ruin Africa. They can try. I don't think they have any chance, but whatever. But anyway, so to buy stocks, you gotta know what does the company do? Who is their competition? Are they making money? You don't even have to look at the company sheet or the company balance sheet to see if they're making money or not. Hi, how are you? So you gotta look at like how people utilize their services. That tells you if they're making money. Okay? How are people utilizing their services? Because if they say they're serving people, people have to be making money. Hey, I'm in Atlanta, girl. I'm here in Atlanta. So if they say they're serving people, then people have to be using it. Okay? I don't care what they say about Facebook. You and I are on Instagram. We know that we live in a society where people are addicted to Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger, 4 of which are owned by Facebook. Did you know that? Did you know that Facebook owns Messenger, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram? Facebook has the monopoly on social media. And you know what else about Facebook? Facebook has zero debt. Facebook does not owe nobody nothing. Did you know that? So, but these guys are hating on Zuckerberg because he does not want to play by their rules. So they are hating on him and they are causing the stock value to drop. But any smart person knows that even as the Facebook stock is dropping, they are piling up on it. They are piling up on it because they know. Thank you, Eddie Marie. Thank you so much. They are piling up on it because they know that the social media is the way of the future. These kids don't even call themselves on the phone no more. They do not talk on the phone. Okay? They'll be texting, WhatsApping each other, and they're sitting next to each other. So that's the way of the future. Okay? So any smart person knows to invest in Facebook. Facebook will not pay you dividends, but Facebook will make you money. Facebook will make you money. So you don't have to go very far to look at the company's balance sheet to determine if the company is making money or not. No. You got to look around you. What are people doing? Because if they are serving people, so the more people that are using their services, the more relevant they are. Does it make sense? So it's not very, very hard. For instance, if you use FedEx a lot, you buy stocks in FedEx. People are always going to ship shit. People are always going to ship stuff. UPS. But then you have to decide which one is a better company, FedEx or UPS. These are things you use. You don't have to go into complicated shit that you don't know nothing about, like what they call it, microchips, or listen, if I can't explain what the company does, I don't mess with it. So don't go into things because they say this company is great and they ask them what do. They make some microchip shit for some computer. I don't even know what microchip means. I don't even know which one is better than the other. So I don't mess with those things. I mess with things that I see on daily basis. Okay, let's say some of you people are into makeup. Did you know that Ulta is publicly traded? Ulta is publicly traded. Now someone is asking me how much you should invest in Facebook. Buy one stock at a time. This is what I used to do. Every paycheck, because I'm a trauma ICU nurse, girl, I work my ass off all the time. Every check I take, I have a plan. I budget like $500 every paycheck to invest in stocks. So every paycheck, I take $500 and I look at my portfolio. What can I buy for $500? And I put this and I buy maybe one Facebook, one Apple, one AT&T, and then that's it. And then I do it for the next paycheck. So hello, how are you? So you don't have to have $10,000. Publicly traded means they have is a stock. It's traded on Wall Street, either Nasdaq or one of the stock trading things. So that means it's traded in public. If you use Mac is owned by a company that is publicly traded. So buy stocks in what you know. Marijuana stocks, I don't smoke marijuana, so I can't buy stocks in marijuana. I don't know which one is what. I don't know which one is what. I don't know which one is better. So these are like the kind of information that who owns Mac is a company. What is that company called? Just Google it. Type who owns company that owns Mac Cosmetics. It's publicly traded. But I don't wear. Oh, have I ever lost money on the stock before? Well, it depends on what you mean by losing money. I don't really care if the stock goes from 140 to 120 tomorrow. Microsoft is a great buy. Great buy. So I don't lose money. I never lose money. The stock value may go up or down, but I never lose money because no matter if it goes down, it will always go up. So I'm even grateful when it goes down because then I can buy more. So I use Robinhood is an app that I use. They don't charge you any money, and it's for free. So you download that app and you can trade for free. But do not buy anything. We haven't even gone through how to pick stocks. I mean, even if I make an investment, see, that's the thing about stocks. Stocks is not for everybody. Good. It's a really good app. Robinhood is a good app. Stocks is not for everybody. I always say to people, if you do not, if you're afraid, don't buy stocks. But you can also arm yourself with the information that you need to trust your own judgment. Don't touch Amazon, sister. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch Amazon. The best time to buy Amazon is like before they announce their quarterly earnings. Okay? Before they announce their quarterly earnings. Congratulations investing in real estate. Stocks is so much fun though. Shit, it's really, really fun. No, Robinhood. Like Robinhood, Robin and HOOD. So, let's talk about, before you all run off and go buy stocks, let's talk about how to pick stocks. So, first of all, we've looked at what does the company do? Who is their competition, right? And how much more do they make money consistently? They have to be able to make money 10 years back to back. What was that? You bought what? CRSPR? What the? No. Don't see, that's what I'm saying. I'm about to give you information that you will need to invest and invest comfortably. See, when you look at the stock numbers and every day they go up and down, don't worry about those things going up and down. That's like, no, what's CRISPR? Girl, what they do? That's like, don't look at the stock numbers. Okay, I'm about to teach you inside information how you can get into stocks without worrying about losing your money. So let's talk about Wall Street. What is Wall Street? Wall Street, there are three types of people that are the same. Car salesmen, pastors, and stockbrokers. They are the same. They are selling something. All three of them. Okay? So when you go to a car salesman, he really doesn't care about you per se. He wants to sell a car. And his job is to get you to buy a car. It doesn't matter which car you buy. Okay? Same thing with stockbrokers. Except that stockbrokers, what they do is that they play music with the stocks. It goes up, it goes down. Okay? The smart ones will wait for it to go down and then they buy it, and then once it goes up, they sell it. Stocks are like, I don't know, some people that have seasonal affective disorder, their mood changes depending on the weather. That's Wall Street. If Donald Trump says something today, stocks will go down. And then tomorrow Donald Trump is happy, stocks will go up. And then he has a word, I don't know, with his wife in the front lawn of the White House, stocks go down. No one has time for that. Nobody who is a serious stock investor watches that. Nobody got time because they've done their homework. Thank you everybody for joining. They've done their homework already. Okay, they know that the company they're investing in is solid. So they really do not give a fuck what Wall Street does. Because Wall Street does what it does so that people like you and me with our little $10,000 will go panic and sell our stocks so they can buy it. That's what they do. Hi. That's what they do. So that's their job. They make people that own the companies, people that own the stocks, they're on a beach somewhere drinking iced tea or whatever it is they drink on beaches. And you are sitting up in there panicking because numbers go up and down, numbers go up and down. No, forget those numbers. Because the real job comes in weeding out. Weeding out. Once you weed out all the companies and you invest in a solid one based on hardcore numbers, not based on your feelings or based on what people say or based on what you think is selling. No. You gotta look at the hardcore. If you marry a man because of what he says, because of what he looks like, you are in a world of hurt. You know it. So you better do your homework on his ass. Make sure he paid his taxes in the last 7 years. Make sure he has a steady job that pays him steady income. Make sure that he doesn't have kids somewhere in Montana and shit like that. You have to do your homework. That's where the work is in. And that's why stockbrokers charge you, because they get to do the homework. But the reason why you shouldn't use a stockbroker is because a stockbroker is not interested in your investment. They don't protect your investment the way you will protect your own investment. You pay them commission anyway, so whether you lose or gain, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So you need to do your work. You need to take responsibility for your earning. And don't give your money off to these motherfuckers who don't give a shit. They really don't. Because whether your stock lose 100%, you still pay them commission. In fact, they take that commission first and then tell you that your stock lost all the money. You understand what I'm saying? So, the best way to invest in stocks, number one, what does your company do? Who is their competition? Do they make money? Now, I'm not talking about they made money in 89, they didn't make money in 1990, 91, 92, 93, 94, and then they started making money in 95, 96, 97, and then they didn't make 98. No, I want consistent 10 years. Consistently. I don't care if it's 1%, as long as they maintain their money making status for 10 years straight. Hey bro, hello. They have to have their money making status 10 years in a row. That's the first thing you need to look at. Okay? Did they make their money 10 years straight? That's your first criteria. So if they did not make their money 10 years straight, knock them off your list. They're off the list. Second thing you have to look at, in fact, it's number 4. So the first thing is, what does the company do? You have to be able to tell yourself what the company does. Because you have to be able to tell yourself that in the next 10 years, whatever the company does, we will still need it. So you don't just invest your money and then have to sell it next year. And I'll tell you why that is important. And then number 2, who is their competition? Who is the company's competition? Who is the biggest dog in that competition? Okay, make sure you go with the biggest dog, because the biggest dog has more money. Okay, number 3, do they make money consistently, and have they made money consistently for 10 years straight? Number 4, how much debt do they owe? If you go to Guru Focus right here, you're going to look at it. You're going to look at cash to debt. That's the first thing you're going to say. Cash to debt ratio. So I'm looking at Apple right now. Apple cash is 0. Their debt is 0.58. So if Apple does not have the money to pay their debt right now, okay, but their return on invested capital, which is how much money do they get back for. So return on invested capital means if you invested $1, how much of that $1 will you get back? Girl, I don't know how to save this thing, but I hope I can save it. Hi, girl. So return on invested capital is how much money. If you invest $1 in your business, how much money do you get back for that $1 you invest? This is really simple. So I hope you guys are writing this down. So did they make money 10 years? How much money do they owe? How can you find that out? You have to go. Once you go to Guru Focus, see, this is the list right here. You see cash to debt. Oh shit, I was pointing. Okay. I meant to say cash to debt. How much cash do they have? How much debt do they have? They have to have enough money to pay their debt. If they don't have enough money to pay their debt, it's not a good investment for you. Okay? And then the next thing you're going to look at is return on invested capital. It's called ROIC. If you're a businesswoman and you invest $1 in your business, if you get back $80, or rather if you get back 80 cents for every dollar, that's a good business, right? Because you're getting 80% back for every dollar you invest. That's what you should look at the company. How much does the company get back for the investment? Does that make sense, everybody? I know I'm just talking so much. Does that make sense? Return on invested capital. How much money do they get back? Okay, so we're going to look at, this is Apple. Apple's return on invested capital is 34%. Yes, you can DM me, yes. It's 34%. So for every dollar that Apple invests, Apple makes 34% back, which is good. But let's look at Facebook. How much does Facebook get back? Hold on. Where's Facebook? Okay, let's look at how much does Facebook get back. Let's see. Okay, so Facebook gets 54.6% back. ROIC means return on invested capital. So Facebook gets back 54% of every dollar they invest in, while Apple gets back 34%. You see the difference? And then you're going to look at the financial strength of the company. Apple is 6 out of 10 financial strength, while Facebook is what? 10 out of 10 financial strength. And then we're going to also look at cash to debt. I talked to you about cash to debt ratio is how much cash do they have for the debt they owe, right? So Apple has what? 0.58%. So they have zero cash for 0.58%. So they have zero cash, period, for that debt. They don't have any money to pay their debt. Not that they don't have any money, but they don't have cash. They don't have cash. I heard that Apple has all their cash in China. So they don't have any cash in the United States to pay their debt. Facebook has no debt. Zero debt. Okay? So you're looking at that. And then next thing you're going to look at is operating margin. Operating margin. How much money do they spend to run their business? What is the operating margin? So let's say you invest $100 in a company, right? Or in your company. How much of that $100 goes towards the running of the company? Does that make sense? Because you have to add that to the cost of running the company. Because you have to pay your staff, you have to pay your electric bill, you have to pay your utility, you have to pay your light bill and all of that. So once you do all of that, how much money are you getting back? Or rather, how much money are you spending? Okay, so operating margin for Apple is 26%. And then operating margin for Facebook is 47%. So what that means is that Apple has very little room. Operating margin room is 26%, is very little. Okay, whereas Facebook has a larger operating margin. Okay, and also Facebook does not, the way Facebook business runs, it runs on its own. You know, they don't spend a lot of money on marketing like Apple does. They don't spend a lot of money like selling their products, producing their product, or any of that. We run Facebook. Facebook just gives us stuff and we run with it. So they don't spend a lot of money on marketing and all of that. So that helps their operating margin. And so they have a lot of money left at the end of the day. So that is number 5. Okay, so we're looking at, before you buy a stock, what does the company do? Who is their competition? Have they made money consistently for 10 years? What is their cash to debt ratio? How much money do they have to pay their debt? Because if they do not have money to pay their debt, your ass is screwed. Because when that company goes into bankruptcy, your stock will be worth 0 because they can't pay their debt. Okay? Number 5 or number 6, what is the ROIC? What is the return on invested capital? How much money do they get back for every dollar they invest? Number 6, what is the operating margin? Okay? How much money do they spend in the running of the company? Okay, you know what, guys? Scratch the operating margin. That's like a little complicated for you guys. Just forget it. Just look at that return on invested capital. It should be 30% and above. 30% and above. It should not be less than 30%. Because if it's less than 30%, that means that for every dollar they spend, they get only less than 30% back. That's a good investment. The biggest thing also to look at is you have to go, if you go to Guru Focus, all the way back over here. See this? I don't know how to show you. Oh, here. See this chart over here? This chart tells you how much the stock is worth versus how much the stock is sold. They are two different things. So someone's asking me how to start. So we went from how to pick a company. That's really what we're talking about. How to pick a company. Hey boo, how to pick a company. So first of all, you're gonna start out by looking at the company. What does the company do? I'm gonna go over this again. You gotta be able to tell yourself what the company does. Okay, what does the company do? Number two, who is their competition? Do they have any competition? What does the competition do? Who has an edge in the competition? Number three, have they made money consistently in 10 years? Have they made money consistently in 10 years? Number four, what is their debt to income? What is their cash to debt ratio? Okay, so I'm going to repeat it. So number one, what does the company do? Do you know what the company does? Can you explain it to a 2-year-old? Number two, who is their competition? Do they have any? Who is their competition? Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they produce soft drinks, right? But who has an edge? Do you know? Number three, what's number three again? I can't remember. Number three, have they made money consistently in 10 years? A company that has made money consistently in 10 years is a company that is likely to make money consistently for under 10 years. But that's why it's important to know what the company does. Okay, because if you know what the company does, then you can tell, do we use the company? Do we need it? Are we going to need it in 10 years? Are we going to need Amazon in 10 years? For convenience, maybe. Are you going to need Walmart in 10 years? If you plan to eat, yes. So there are two different things. Are we going to need cell phones in 10 years? Of course you're going to need cell phones in 10 years. Are you going to need Apple in 10 years? Maybe not, because another company may come up and beat Apple and sell Apple phones, or rather make better phones than Apple phones. So you don't know what these new kids are going to come up with. Okay? Yeah, you don't know. So should you invest your money in cell phones? No, but do you know what I would invest my money in? Not cell phone, but I will invest my money in cell towers. Because without cell towers, then no cell phones. You get me? Because no matter what company is making phones, they're going to need the cell towers. And you know, cell towers are owned by like 4 different companies in the United States. They own all the cell towers. And AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, they all lease from the cell towers. So if you do not want the bump up and down ride of cell phones, just go buy use stocks in the cell towers and call it a day. Because there will be no cell service without cell towers. See, startup companies are great ideas. Really great. But they can also go down to the toilet super quick. I'm not going to put my money in a company that hasn't been tried and tested. I don't care about the idea they have. I mean, some people can do that because every startup company, every company you know today began as a startup company. You know, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, all of them were startup companies at one point. But I don't have the heart for that. I will have a high blood pressure if I put my money in startup companies. So I do not mess with them. I mess with companies that have been tried and tested so that my hard-earned dollars is safe. Now, if I had $5 million to fool around with, yeah, I could invest in a startup company. Unfortunately, yours truly does not have that. So, but they are good ideas. They are good ideas. I just don't mess with startups. So going back, so you need to understand what the company does, okay? So best companies to invest in. Now, I say invest in what you use. Invest in what you know. Hey, invest in what you know. Because the reason why Some people like real estate. Wait, guys, let me finish talking about these stocks before people go and buy stocks and they don't have, and they waste their money. Okay, so let's go over the list again, because I need you guys to understand if you're going to pick a stock, what you should look out for. You gotta know the company. You gotta know what the company does. You gotta know what their competition is. Okay, so if you know that the company you're interested is let's say you're interested in cell phone companies, Verizon or Sprint or whatever, and then you look at all of them, then you realize, oh, actually Verizon is the biggest, because Verizon provides phone service. They also provide internet service, and they're bigger. AT&T is big, but AT&T is old, and they spend so much money on maintaining the equipment, so they're just old. Okay, but I will not invest my money in phone companies. I will invest my money in cell towers. Okay, I will invest my money in cell towers, because those ones are solid, and without the cell towers, they're not going to be cell phones. But keep your ear out, because those cell towers are about to be old, because these motherfuckers, Amazon and Facebook, are planning to launch satellites. Okay, launch satellites so that the cell towers will go into extinction. So you won't need cell towers standing on metal things and no. This is going to be straight from the satellite. Oh, who owns the towers? I know it's AMT, CIC. Those are the ticker numbers, ticker names, and I don't know who owns it. SBAC, SBAC. I think those are the three. Yeah. Okay, so the app I talked about is Robinhood app. Tesla, I'm not going to talk Tesla. That guy is insane to begin with. He doesn't give a fuck about shareholders. I'm not going to put my money in a guy. Did you know that he wanted to privatize Tesla last year? Did you know that? He wanted to come out of the blue one day and tweeted that he's going to privatize Tesla. Tesla stock dropped, plummeted. So I'm not going to, thank you. No, Robinhood, homie, Robinhood. Robinhood. I'm not going to invest my money in a guy who is potentially bipolar. I'm sorry. So now, okay, because you have to, a company is only as good as its leadership. See, I did a lot of research on this. So yes, that's the name, Robinhood. A company is only as good as its leadership. You can have a great Let's talk about Snapchat. I owned Snapchat until Snapchat is a brand new company. Yeah, brand new company, just starting out, right? You know what they did last year? They paid their CEO $18 million bonus. What? You guys are starting out, okay? You guys are not even, your leg is not even solid. Your stock is going up and down, and you are paying your CEO $18 million. That tells you that company ain't going nowhere unless they change their leadership, because their how will I say, their priorities are off. I sold my shares and kept it going. So a company is only as good as its leadership, and the only reason Snapchat is still standing is because Facebook does not even consider it worthy of being purchased. Otherwise, they would have bought Snapchat out. So you gotta look at the company. You gotta look at the leadership. Okay. So anyway, I can never make it through this list. So after you talk about the competition, you talk about, are they making money consistently for 10 years? And then you talk about what is their cash to debt ratio. Do they have money to pay the debt they owe? And then you talk about return on invested capital. Then after that, the last thing you're going to talk about is what is the value of the stock in relation to the price of the stock, because there are two different things. This is Facebook, okay? So when we talk about value, we're looking at the value of the stock based on the numbers, on the hard company numbers, like their debt, their income, their everything. So the leader who has multiple companies depends on the multiple companies. In fact, I will worry about the leader who has multiple companies, because how is he paying attention to all of them? How? So anyway, if you want to look at what the stock is worth versus what is being sold, it doesn't have to be the same, but I'd rather buy a company that is sold less than its value. Okay, a company that is selling less than what the value is, rather than a company that is selling more than what the value is. Because if the company goes into bankruptcy, it doesn't matter how much you paid for it, you're going to be paid what the stock is worth. Okay, so like for instance, Facebook here is worth over $470 over, but right now Facebook is selling about, I don't know, 140. So it's selling way below value. If we look at Apple, let's take a look at Apple here. Oh my God, I have all these sheets everywhere. Apple. Apple value is $200. Actually, $350, I say. And right now, Apple is selling about $150. So, just it's still a little below value. Then, if you guys look at, wait, I don't even have Amazon here. Amazon is selling like $1,600. Amazon is only worth about, I don't know, $160. Okay, so we have to be careful with these companies. You have to be careful with companies that have value. Which company is selling at $150 per share? What company is that? Apple? Oh Lord Jesus. Yeah, hello. So you have to be careful not to buy stocks that are high because of leverage, because of being hyped up by stockbrokers. Because these stockbrokers sit in their office and they just hype up numbers. Now, Apple, I think right now, Apple right now is probably selling about 150. But you know that Apple last year, I sold Apple last year for 211. Yeah, I sold Apple last year for 211, and now we're selling about 150. So I made a lot of money on Apple last year. And if I wanted to reinvest again in Apple, now would be a good time to buy. Yeah, I think Apple is selling at 150. I think. I haven't looked at it in a while. But last year, I sold it at... Do not even believe the market. Forget the market. Because the market, in fact, if you want to invest in stocks, listen to the news more than the market. Because the news will tell you what the market does tomorrow. If Donald Trump says some stupid shit against China, people are going to run and buy and sell their stock because they think that China is going to retaliate against Donald Trump and stock is going to go down. So they're going to go ahead and sell their stocks. And so by the next morning, the stock value is down. And then once the stock value goes down, smart people are going to buy it. And as soon as the stock value goes back up, those people are going to come back and buy their stocks. See, and the biggest thing that people don't understand about stocks is that as long as you don't sell your stocks, you don't pay taxes on it. As long as you do not sell your stocks, you do not pay taxes on it. It's only when you sell your stocks that you pay taxes on it. So that's your way of saving tax right there. And the biggest thing you can do for yourself, get a business started. You don't even need to start a business. Just get a company name registered, right? And get you a tax ID with that company name. Get you a tax ID and then buy stocks in your company name. Because everything you lose, you can write off in taxes as business losses. That's what these people do. That's what rich folks do. That's why they never personally attach to anything. Because any money that you lose in your stocks, you can write off as business losses. Because it's really what it is, because you don't own the stocks. Your business owns the stocks. So as long as you're not selling it, as long as you're not selling your stocks, you're not going to be taxed on it. But every money you lost because of the fluctuations of the market, you're going to write off as tax losses, as business losses at the end of the year for taxes. Yep. If you sell your stocks, you're going to pay taxes, and you know how much they tax you? I think it's 15% taxes on that shit. That's why these guys, they buy stocks and they sit on that stock for 10, 15 years. Because as long as they do not sell it, they're not paying taxes on it. Yep. So does this make sense, guys? Do you guys understand this? So hopefully, I don't expect you guys to go start buying stocks tomorrow. But what I do expect is questions about, okay, so how do we navigate this? This is really, really easy if you break it down. Now, there are more complicated shit that these stockbrokers look at that I really don't give a shit about, because it really doesn't tell me nothing. Okay? What I want to know is, does this company make money? What are they selling? Okay? Am I going to be able to use what they're selling for the next 5-6 years? No, even if you don't want to do long-term growth, let me tell you how to do if you want to flip the market. This is what you do. So let's say if you want to make quick money in stocks, this is what you do. During the earnings season, bring out, like, let's say, save like $5,000 during earnings season, okay? When they're announcing their earnings. What you do is that you have to wait. You gotta buy stocks 2 weeks ahead of time, but you gotta know which company to buy it in. That means you gotta have followed the news. So what happens is that 2 weeks prior to the company announcing their earnings, you buy the stocks. Because you would have had to follow the company to know if you feel the company is going to make money or not that quarter. Okay, so 2 weeks before the company announces their earnings, because they will tell you what day they're going to announce it, and they will tell you what time, whether it's going to be in the morning or in the evening. Okay, so whether before market close or before market opens. So what you do, hello, thank you for joining. What you do is that before they announce their earnings 2 weeks prior, buy the stocks. Okay, once you buy the stocks, and you gotta wait, as soon as they announce their earnings, you either sell immediately, sell it. Because if they announce their earnings 10 minutes after they announce their earnings, the stock price is going to shoot up. You make $20-$30 on each stock in 5 minutes. You sell your whole stock, because by next morning it's going to go back down, because everybody that did what you did is going to sell their stocks, and the value is going to, and then you wait for the next company. That's how you make money short term. Okay, but don't ever sell it. Just move the money around within your portfolio. Okay, but that's for speculative buyers, and you may pay taxes on it, but you're making money, because you're not really cashing the money out. You're not cashing the money out. You sell it and you move the money around within your portfolio. By the time you do it in 5 different companies, that earning season, you done made a killing. Does it make sense? You done made a killing. That's what I did with Netflix last year. That's what I do with companies that are highly leveraged. I sell them like that. So I just wait before they announce their quarterly earnings. 2 weeks before, I buy it and I watch. Because everybody's going to do what you're doing. So they're going to start buying it 2 weeks prior, and the stock that was $140, by the time they announce their earnings, it will be like, what, $250? But you have to be there right on time, because as soon as they announce it, boom, you got to get that extra $20 and boom, sell it off immediately. I mean, it's so much fun, because you'll be like, okay, I'm waiting. And as soon as they announce it, you watch to see, is it going up, is it going down? If it's going up, ride it for like 5 more minutes, boom, sell your stocks. By next morning, no, when you move your stocks around, unless you cash it out, but as long as you're moving it around, I haven't paid taxes on mine, so I just move it around. So that's how you make short-term money. But you have to do it during the earnings seasons. I have to do it in companies that are highly speculative, like Amazon. No, but it's fun, really. Stocks is fun. But you have to know which companies to do it with. So once you sell your stocks, you probably make $500. And then you pocket it, and then you wait for the next company, and then that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what these people that call themselves day traders, what do? They buy stocks in the morning and they know exactly what time to sell it. Depending on the news and what is going on, they will say make money on it and start all over again the next day. But the best thing to do is to do it only during quarterly earnings. Because like Facebook now, everybody's jittery about Facebook. They don't know what Facebook is going to do next quarter during their earnings. They don't know what they're going to do. And listening to business news helps. But remember, the business news don't tell you everything. The best place to get information on stocks is to read the analysts themselves killing each other. That's where you get the information. Don't even listen to the news. Go and join. I use a Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha is a forum for stock trading analysts, and they go there and they chew each other up. That's where you get the real news, not the business news. And I think this is going to end in 10 seconds. Please ask me questions if you have any. Okay? Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you. Bye.